Good morning students. I hope you might have gone through my previous video and got the concept of osmosis with the help of activity 5.3, that is osmosis in eggs. Today we will continue with the concept of osmosis through activity 5.4, that is osmosis in resins. For this activity 5.4 osmosis in resins, material required is 2 beaker labeled as A and P. In beaker A, we will put water and few resins inside it. And in beaker B, we will put the salt solution. Now, put the dried resins in plain water and leave them for some time. We will observe that each resins gain water and swells. Then place the same resins into the beaker B, that is the salt solution, and wait for 2 to 3 hours. We will observe that resins will shrink. This shows that water molecule flow from the higher concentration to lower concentration. So in beaker A, the medium surrounding the resin has a higher concentration. So resins will gain water by osmosis and swells up. Whereas in beaker B, the medium has a lower concentration of water than the resin. So resins will lose water and will shrink. Now next topic that we have to study is cell wall. Cell wall is a rigid, semi-elastic, supportive and protective permeable covering present outside the plasma membrane in plant cell. It is mainly composed of cellulose. Now next topic is plasmolysis. So plasmolysis is the process in which a living plant cell loses water through osmosis. There is a shrinkage or contraction of the content of the cell away from the cell wall. This phenomenon is known as the plasmolysis. To make it more clear, I have drawn here diagram of normal cell when placed in the isotonic solution or when the normal cell is placed in the hypertonic solution. See here, when normal cell is placed in the isotonic solution, see the gap between the cell wall and the inner content of the cell. Now when the same cell is being placed in the hypertonic solution, you will find that the inner content of the cell move away from the cell wall. See the gap between the cell wall and the inner content. This shows the plasmolysis. Now we will move to the activity 5.6 to make it more clear. In the plasmolysis, we will do the activity 5.6. That is the plasmolysis in living cell. Through the rheoloef, we will complete this experiment. See, this purple color shows the rheoloef. Now, material required here is rheoloef, forceps, glass slides, cover slip, compound microscope, needle, droppers, sodium chloride 0.1% solution and sodium chloride 5% solution. Now here we have taken 0.1 and 5% solution. The difference is that one of the solution contain, that is 0.1% contain less amount of sodium chloride, whereas 5% contain more amount of sodium chloride. Now procedure. Take 2 glass slides and place it on the table. Take a rheoloef, hold the leaf and tear it along the lower side of the leaf. Using the forceps, pull out 2 small segments of thin transparent layer from the lower epidermis of the rheoloef. Now place epidermal peels on both glass slides. Using a dropper, take some sodium chloride 0.1% solution from the beaker. Now put 1 to 2 drops of solution in one slide. Now using another dropper, take sodium chloride 5% solution from beaker. Put 1 to 2 drop of solution in next slide. Put cover slip and observe under the microscope. Observation. Cell in 0.1% solution appear turgid, whereas cell in 5% solution shows plasmolysis. See here. This shows plasmolysis. Now conclusion. When plant cells are immersed in sodium chloride 5% solution, water moves through the cell membrane into the surrounding medium. because the water concentration inside the cell is greater than that of outside the cell. Ultimately, the protoplasm causes shrinkage and assumes spherical shape, and this phenomenon is called plasmolysis. Now, on other hand, the other slide, when a plant cell is immersed in 0.1% sodium chloride solution, the water move into the cell because of higher concentration of water present outside the cell. So, cells will swell up and become turgid. Now, precautions. Take the epidermal peel from the lower surface of the rheolite. Moving on to the functions of cell wall. So first function is that it provides shape to the cells, it provides mechanical strength to the plants, it protects the plant cell against pathogen and mechanical injury, and the most important function is that it prevents the bursting of cell. Now how it prevents the bursting of cell? So when water enters the living cell through protoplasm, it swells up and builds pressure against the cell wall. The cell wall exerts an equal and opposite pressure against the swelling protoplasm. As a result, further entry of water into the cell is stopped. Now, what is the difference between the cell wall and plasma membrane? This type of question may ask in your examination. So, cell wall, it is mainly found in plant cell. So, wherever it is being asked to write the difference between the plant cell and animal cell, you can write the first difference, that the plant cell contains the cell wall, whereas cell wall is absent in animal cell. Plasma membrane is found in both the plant and animal cell. Cell wall lies on the outside of the cell in plant cell, whereas the plasma membrane lies on the outside of the animal cell and inner to the cell wall in plant cell. Cell wall is made up of cellulose, whereas plasma membrane is formed of lipids and proteins. So that's all for today. Keep revising the topics and get your doubts cleared from the Campus Care app. Thank you.